Because I was that person who needed classes like this, but I didn't have it. So I tried my best to like, listen, y'all, I'm gonna come to your city. And I'll be very honest, I spend more going to cities than what I make from the city. Because, ooh, I'm not gonna start crying. Hold on, wait.
Okay, let it out, let it out. You are in a safe space. Safe space. Yes, safe space.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I just really remember like this being such a dream, but I couldn't do it because there were like real days where I would have to ask friends like, I just need $100 to pay my phone bill. I remember, you know, the neighbors watching my car get repoed. So to be here and to be able to say, hey, like even if I break even, I'm gonna go, because when your confidence is up, you're able to do such amazing things. And it's not about the money, and it's not about, you know, having a good job that pays you 6 figures. Just being able to really believe in yourself that you could do something, that's what's gonna bring you the money. That good energy that you put out, even when people do you wrong, keep a good heart.
Can we show my bestie some love?
Okay.
I am creating this documentary style series to really just drive home the point of it's so important for women to have safe sexual spaces to learn and not be ashamed, because a common issue that I see is you will have one side saying that women should know this when who's going to teach them? We get stuck in this world of confusion of, well, how do we learn safely? How do we learn without judgment and shame when we're in a world that's created to make us feel so insecure?
I don't know who needed to like hear that, or whoever is going through something right now, whether it's with a partner, your kids, just even if you're battling with yourself, it does get better, but that journey is hard. But you really, please do not give up on yourself, even if people do.
Yeah.
I viewed myself based on, again, religion, my family, people pleasing my father. Unfortunately, at that time, my dad wasn't the softest person, especially with my mother. I saw her trying to please him all the time, trying to please us and putting everybody else before her in hopes of being loved. My mother grew up a slave in Haiti. She was sent off to work at these people's house so she could pay for school, and they mistreated her. So she also didn't have a sense of who she was. She always just pretty much hoped through people pleasing that people would love and accept her. And I saw that in the way that she raised us and how she dealt with my father. So for me, it seeped into me as a woman of just people pleasing and making sure you don't rock the boat and making sure that you stay within the guidelines of your religion, of your household. And that made me super naive, because once you get to high school, or once your hormones start to kick in and you're a teen, you want to be cool, you want to be down. And I didn't want to come off naive. So that led me to being sexually assaulted at 15, because I didn't know what a nympho was. And a friend of mine, he was 18 years old and said he was a nympho, and I wanted to be cool. So I'm like, I'm a nympho too. But when he actually tried to have sex with me, I'm like, whoa, that religious part kicked in. I'm like, oh no, I can't have sex before marriage, because that'll make me impure. Nobody's gonna want me as a wife. And what he did, long story short, was put his hand up my skirt, broke my hymen, and said, you're not a virgin anymore, so I guess you can have sex. And from that point on, did I have sex with him? Absolutely not. I felt so broken. I felt like I pretty much had to accept the bottom of the barrel, because now that's where I was at.
To sit here and talk about sex and be like, I'm not good at this, or my husband is doing this, amongst women that you don't know, but you just trust the process, just says a lot, not just about this space, but it says a lot about you guys as women, where it's just like, I'm not willing to just stay in my situation and just, oh, I'll just figure it the fuck out. You guys are willing to be like, you know what, instead of just figuring it out alone, I'd rather be with women who's figuring it the fuck out with me. Okay? So when you guys leave this space, when you're driving in your car, just know, today, if anything, you did something for you.
Welcome.
Also, I'm gonna ask them, of course, mentally how they feel.
Okay.
But what are some physical signs that tells them they're not feeling their best?
The physical signs they already noticed, or the physical signs in that moment?
Physical signs in that moment, whether it be pacing, whether it be tapping their feet, whether it be scanning the room. What does that look like?
Okay.
We're gonna go back when we're doing our powwow and our talk and our conversation. I want us to ask a couple questions so we can get a couple different responses.
Okay.
That is like you tune into something that we have on a daily basis, or would that be something to where it's like we have a database that you can look at and then you tune it when you're ready? Like what would the maintenance?
Every Wednesday, girl, give me something to do, because I'm also like, I have time, but because I have all this time, I just find like time fillers with everything that I'm able to do. So if I can have something that like encourages me on my consistent basis that I can fit in, then yeah, that would be beneficial.
So I started following you not that long ago, but I think what pulled me to your page and really pulled me in today was the fact that you embraced plus size. And I finally gotten to a point in my life where I'm starting to accept me, but I'm also trying to better me. And the one thing that gets me is my partner. Like I said, to be around somebody, and one of my friends told me I need to stop saying that, but I'll look at him and I'll be like, why me? Like, you could easily get you a baddie. Like, why aren't you the baddie? Why aren't you the baddie? And that's again, it's what we consider normal or a baddie is this. And we don't fit this, so we must not be enough. And sometimes we attract things that we know we deserve and we don't know how to give to ourselves. So he's probably a reflection of what you already knew that you deserved, but you're trying to catch up with the trauma of being told that you weren't able to deserve this, you weren't good enough, or nah, why would a man want it? Sometimes women have this big shame in their lives if they feel like they're not fitting the mold or they're not fitting what they think their partner wants. So then it's just kind of like, I want to be confident with you, but it's hard. Like a lot of women, one thing we are going to become today, God damn it, is some writers.
I feel like I am just now getting to a place where I accept the fact that I am a sexual being.
I'm a mom of 3, so I'm not allowed to be sexy, or I'm supposed to act a certain type of way because I do have children. And then the thought of like, what if your kids will see this, or just you're a mom, you can't be sexy.
A stigma that I believe that I faced as a woman exploring my sexuality from what I've experienced is, just being called a hoe or promiscuous because, just want to be free or talk about it or, just express how you feel, sexually.
As a woman, you are going to get judged left to right, top to bottom, as a mother, as someone trying to start a career, as someone who's in the workforce. Any part of your womanhood journey is going to be critiqued, right? But we learn to be our biggest haters as women. We learn to center everybody else and not us.
I think for me, some of the stigmas that I face are around weight gain and being a plus size woman. I was a lot smaller and then I did gain some weight, and I think you get over that hurdle with yourself and you learn how to love yourself again, but then you look out into the world and it's like, oh wow, you can't do that because you're a big girl, or you can't do that, nobody wants to see your back rolls, nobody, and I feel like it definitely gets to people, and it takes a while to gain that confidence back in a world that's telling you that you aren't beautiful because of your size.
I know big girls who are crazy flexible. They got me beat. But did she say, oh, well, I'm a big girl, so I shouldn't stretch or be mobile because I can't do it? No. So the limitations, that's a you thing. And then you make it other people where it's just like, oh, they're criticizing me they're not criticizing, you did that.
So don't allow age, body type, none of that. Seeing a woman get out of her head in like a minute after they've been in their head for years will always be one of my most favorite things to watch in the class. And it's simply through conversation.
I really enjoyed the class today. I enjoyed the open dialogue and the safe space that Coco provided for everybody to be themselves. It was a great experience. I did not expect to have this much fun and also share a bit of thug tears, but it's definitely worth coming back for. So I'll see y'all back in LA.
My first time here, I was brought by a good friend of mine. I was not expecting, I was probably expecting something else, but this was just a self-love experience, just in general, from intimacy all the way to like loving yourself. And I really, really loved it. I'm very grateful for my friend that have brought me here. I definitely would, you know, share this experience and have everybody that is just vulnerable and that doesn't love themselves to definitely come. It's a 10 out of 10. I absolutely love this.
I was a little nervous coming in, mainly because I didn't know anybody, but I had to force myself because it's like, look, first of all, I paid for it. Second of all, I wanted to learn and do something for myself. So it was a wonderful safe space that Jess and Coco provided. And also, women just automatically were just supporting each other. And I think that's a very important thing, because we all sometimes feel uncomfortable or positions in the bedroom or asking questions about it, of how to voice that to our partner. So I appreciate the learning tools that I was provided today, and I would definitely implement them shortly.
Do not be afraid to use your voice. A lot of us have that problem. Hell, even me sometimes. I feel it. I don't know why I feel like it's this side of the room, but like, I just feel like it's this side for some reason, because, so we are here to hold each other accountable. If you see someone struggling or they look confused, encourage them with your energy at least, okay? So I am here for you guys. We probably headed towards the session. $75 ain't cheap. If you have a question, ask me the question. I don't give a fuck about nobody here. That needs to be your mentality. I love y'all. Y'all are great. But this is for you. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in a row. I'm gonna ask everybody their names, okay? And all you have to do is just say your name. We're able to talk to each other. We're able to say, listen, I feel guilty that I'm not able to have sex with my husband because my libido is low, because the hormones that I'm on is affecting me in a way where it makes me insecure. I'm wondering if my husband is desiring other women. Now, when I get on top, now because of these hormones, my vagina's dry, and now I don't feel as young. I don't feel like the same woman before. Where do we actually have a space to talk about that and say, hey girl, I got you? I swear if I could just write a book on couples, I should. Would. When you guys are talking to your man, be mindful of how you're speaking, and I don't mean words, I mean body language. It says a lot. Women have a power. You can get whatever the fuck you want as a woman, especially when it's in the bedroom. So It's so true. I didn't stretch. As a man, right? If I need you to do something for me, as a person, I'm not even gonna put sex in it. As a person, if I'm like, yo, can you go get the door? Wouldn't you be like, bitch, what the fuck you talking to? Yeah. But if I'm like, hey, do you mind getting the door for me? I'm super busy. Wouldn't you just be like, oh, okay. She's busy. It's the same thing with men. So if I'm in a position, right, and I need him to take I'll just be like, this is what I need you to do. Grab this leg for me. Do you see how it becomes like a, what else you need me to do? Like, you get what I'm saying? Or let's say you don't like something, or you want him to do something better. If you want to be choked, right? If you're messing with a guy, damn baby, why don't you ever do one of these? Now you're telling him, but you're being sexual about it. You're being sensual. You're teaching him without it being like this, babe, I like to be choked and you just never do it. Like, why? It's just like, first of all, good morning. How was your day? But if you're like, babe, so I was watching this porno, and make it sexy. What I want you to notice, even in her body language, is understanding how to read your partner, even if they're not saying anything. So you see how she keeps moving. She keeps touching different things.
She's not comfortable, she's nervous. Okay, and the reason I'm calling you out is because these are the same emotions that we experience in the bedroom sometimes when we feel so vulnerable, where it's just like, they notice when we walk like this, hold on. You know when, and you guys know what I'm talking about, you know when your titties, like, there's a certain time of the month where they're lower than you want them to be? So you try to walk like this so they're like a little higher up, or like you try to like, they notice. They know. They try to know the secrets. So it's understanding how to be comfortable in uncomfortable positions, okay? A lot of people don't talk about when you make a decision to stop doing something that you're so used to and that you're so familiar with, it hurts, it's uncomfortable. You think nobody loves you, nobody wants you, simply because you're putting your foot down and now people are unable to use you the way that they used to. And I had to learn to be okay with that part.
Okay, coming. On a 3-day trip, facilitating opportunities for women to dive into their self-intimacy.
We rolling?
Rolling.
Yes, we're rolling. We're just leaving the hotel. We're waiting for the Uber. About to head to the spot.
I think what always shocks me is how far women are willing to travel. We've had women come from Dubai.
Oh, wow. For this class? Oh, my goodness.
Do you guys know where Dubai is?
Yes, you came from Dubai to come to Coco's class. That is so cool.
We've had women drive from New York to DC. I've had women fly out from Cali to Houston. And I've had women who don't even like speak English well, and they're just like, we just know we need this energy. That's the part that always humbles me, because in a world that we judge people so harshly, we have needs that we can't even meet simply because, again, we're so afraid to be judged. We're so scared of what's on the other side. Women traveling so far to get that type of experience, to get that type of freedom and confidence, it just says so much about the work that we need to do.
We just went over the run-up show again. Once we get there, it's time to connect to the Wi-Fi, get everything set up.
Oh, there they are. So while I got you guys out here,
What up?
tell me how you're feeling. Actually, kind of.
I feel energized. I woke up this morning early and went and took a cold plunge in the pool and worked out, and it got my body feeling like I am alive. I am tired of hunger.
We're in LA, final class for 2024. Super excited, going out with a bang, giving the last
of what I got. All of it. You got it.
I don't know why I did that. That's the tiredness.
Okay.
We're here. We waiting for our Uber. What I did was I just really started like, what do I want? What do I want out of life? And I started moving as if I already lived that life. Okay. Not in the means of like finances, but okay, what do houses look like in Atlanta? What does this look like? Oh, their demographic, okay. What does it look like if I do a class? Like, I started putting things into motion. There's people that I wanted to work with where I would DM them and be like, listen, one day I'm gonna work with you. I would already put it out there.
And she's in the feeling of it already being done. So it's like she begins with the end in mind. She's already the teacher that travels. And now she's a teacher that travels.
No, literally.
We're just waiting for people to catch up.
Right. Yeah. Like we had a talk yesterday. I'm like, we gotta put certain projects on hold because we got a lot on our plate.
So you say y'all teach, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this can go for anything.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times people, when they're teaching, they lose vulnerability and to be transparent.
Oh no, I be crying in my classes.
No, so that's what I'm getting at. I think that the only way somebody can bring change to somebody else is through being vulnerable and open, because you're sharing things, like you're sharing the whole process. You know what I'm saying?
What happened here? How did we get this on here?
Because this is what we do.
That part.
This is what happens when you're a manager.
Mm-hmm.
You get your name,
Mm-hmm.
manager.
Yes.
You get your name on parking spots.
That's hilarious.
I know with what I do is something that's very vulnerable for a lot of women, but it's so important to show this publicly for women to share their stories so they know they're not the only ones going through it. And that's why I wanted to start with myself, and that's why I share my story, because we all go through very, very similar things when it comes to shame, judgment, how we see ourselves, how we view our bodies. It just shows up differently for everyone. But when a woman can reframe her mind and see herself the way she actually feels, the way she knows she can be, it just creates a version of a woman that shows up better in the world for herself, and she's able to pour into others. She's able to know when her cup is not empty and when she needs to take a step back and refill it herself without looking for the validation of everyone else.
I've always been a big girl and never felt sexy, pretty. You know, your family always tell you that you're pretty and that, you know, but you have to feel it, and I didn't feel it within myself.
I think the stigmas for me is automatically assuming that I'm confident.
That I am a pleaser and I don't get pleased, so.
All my life, even when I was a kid, I grew up kind of like a tomboy. My mom and a lot of my aunties always tried to like push the dresses and the frilly bows and socks and everything on me, and it was just not me, but I succumbed to it because it's my family, you know, and that followed me all throughout my life.
I grew up where I was told that I just need to find a man to marry me and be a good wife, and that didn't leave a lot of exploration of anything.
For women who are still on their journey, I want you to know you're never going to reach a point where you feel like I've made it. Because if you're gonna continue to grow, there's never going to be a ceiling that you should cap yourself at. Continue to grow, continue to learn, but most importantly, make sure you're being led by what feels good to you and not what others feel you should be doing with your life. Because when it comes to your sexual journey, your pleasure should be first. Your safety should be first. Your emotional wellness, your mental wellness, all of that should come above all else. In all honesty, my community and women like me believed in me before the world did. They're the ones who showed up. I realized this was bigger than me when women would come to my classes and give me their phone numbers, give me their emails, asking if I could come speak to their communities, asking when I'm gonna come back, asking if there's anything they could do to put a group together so I would, and it would always shock me every time, even until this day. Maybe it's some sort of deep down imposter syndrome, but I'm just like, oh, you guys want me to come back?
Hi, I am here with Coco for Know Your Norm, the conversational freak, and I took her class here in LA and it was wonderful. I love the confidence building. I love how she gets us in our minds and our bodies all at the same time. I love the education. I love the camaraderie in the community, that women that have never met that are in a room together. I am so happy to be here and I'm so happy that I took the class. Thank you so much, Coco.
Hey everybody. Yes, hello there. We just wanted to say that Coco's program and class was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. I have to say that I've never been to a class where us women can actually get together and be absolutely vulnerable with each other, share things that we normally wouldn't share, things that would like make us feel not as confident in ourselves. We're able to share that so that we can get tips from our girl Coco and able to just put them into practice and feel more confident as a woman. It's not really just about how your body moves, but just about making yourself feel confident in your body. And I love that.
If you got bad knees, bad back, anything, your neck and your back, come to her class. She gonna tell you what to do to get it right.
That part right there. Thank you, Coco.
Thank you. Come to Vegas.
All right, guys, so I want to come on camera just to say thank you to Coco. I was real hesitant about coming to this class, but I'm very happy I took it because she was able to identify a few things about me that was setting me back, and I couldn't figure it out for myself after all these years. So big shout outs to Coco. It's definitely a safe space inside of here. You're able to connect with a lot of women. You're hearing raw stories. You're actually seeing visuals on how you could perform. You're learning how to tweak certain things if you're unsure. If you haven't took this class, go ahead and take this class.
Or when I would see the age ranges, I would get women in their 20s up to women in their 60s. Our oldest community member is 72 years old. So it just showed me this is not a young woman's thing. This is not this is for the young folks. Womanhood is across the board challenging for all of us.
At first, I was allowing what everyone else was thinking to persuade how I thought. So, of course, I didn't dress certain type of ways, or I didn't do certain things because I have children. Like, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm a mom. Come on now. But now that I've had some experiences in my life that has made me realize a lot of things, like I can still be a mom and still be sexy. Like, I'm human. Like, I was a person before I had my children.
I'm a 40-year-old woman just now getting to a place where I feel like I can't accept myself. So it cost me a lot of years, unfortunately, which is why now I'm just like, I cannot hold back anymore. I have to be true to myself.
For me, it impacted my journey in a big way because I've danced my whole life. So I went from dancing, gaining weight, trying to get back into it and just not feeling like myself. And it's not a lot of spaces where you can go somewhere and people are rooting on the big girls or rooting on the plus size women. I got kind of put in a shell by myself because I was afraid to be judged by people and afraid what they would say or how they would view me because I no longer looked like what I used to look like.
For me, it just felt like being allowed to feel good, being allowed to learn how to help my partner feel good, how to help my partner make me feel good. It was an amazing, amazing class, Coco. Well done.
I think the class is great. I think it's a safe space for women to come together, be able to ask questions comfortably, be able to practice, and actually just have fun and make sex fun. And that's always a good thing.
It means now for me comfort. It means confidence. It means understanding that it's not about what this looks like, but about what it feels like. And being in a position, not physically, but being mentally in a position that I am focused on just being in the moment and being comfortable, and it's about pleasure.
From the business aspect, what nobody saw was how hard I was battling to make everything professional, from systems to automations to text lists to websites. And why it was so hard is nobody on a professional or business level, system-wise, banking-wise, sees my business as low risk. I'm considered a high-risk business when I started, and I really had to learn, okay, not everybody is digesting this the way that I thought they would. Yes, I'm being real, raw, and honest, but I'm not doing it in a way that is conducive for my business. And what I mean by that is I had to learn, build your own community where you can be your raw, authentic self, but also understand not everybody can digest this. Because if you can be comfortable in front of strangers who don't pay bill and is not fucking you, I mean, if you guys are, that's cool.
Love ourselves and each other.
I was gonna say we love to fuck, but
1, 2, 3.
Love ourselves and each other, bitches. Sorry, I'm a little ghetto on the low. I don't know if y'all saw this post, but it's just like, just give me some head, and then you ask for something extensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did have to, sucking your dick caused me to, have a little less time. Do you mind just dropping off the baby at the, you gonna say no? Do not be afraid to use your voice. A lot of us have that problem. Hell, even me sometimes. I feel it. I don't know why I feel like it's this side of the room, but I don't know, I just feel like it's this side for some reason so we are here to hold each other accountable. If you see someone struggling or they look confused, encourage them with your energy at least, okay? So I am here for you guys. We probably headed towards a recession. $75 ain't cheap. If you have a question, ask me the question. I don't give a fuck about nobody here. That needs to be your mentality. I love y'all. Y'all are great. But this is for you. Now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go in a row. I'm gonna ask everybody their names, okay? And all you have to do is just say your name.
Oh, girl, I rebelled. I joined the military, became a combat vet. I've been married 3 times because of my rebellion, but it taught me, it impacted my journey to a way where I began to just believe in myself. I believe in who I am, what I stand for. I'm free and nobody's going to move me in or out of that position.
As I got older, I started feeling myself. I lost weight, I started eating healthy, and it showed. And when you feel good on the inside, it shows on the outside.
Doing these classes allows me to practice just loving myself, touching myself, seeing myself as a sexy person.
I'm really on a mission. I'm on a mission to get my, High Tie got her groove back. I want to be comfortable. I'm ready to explore my own body. I'm ready to be sexy and feel it and just know it. So when I really walk in the room, y'all will feel it.
It's important to me because like I said, I was shy and now I'm opening up and I just want to tap into my femininity. I just learn how to be sexy,
I feel like they will allow me to get more confidence to be direct and make sure I am telling them, hey, you got to stop because I'm gonna get there first. I'm not gonna knock you out till you knock me out. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get it cracking.
Being around my environment, being sexy as a mom is unspoken of. So just actually being around people who amplify it or just make you feel like you want to be sensual or just make you feel like you want to be feminine or just amp you up. It's just it's a feel-good thing.
These classes and lessons are important to me because it's a form of empowerment for a lot of women. You get into this place and you feel like it's a safe space where you can be yourself, you can be sexual, you can be unapologetically you. And I think for a lot of women, they look at these spaces as a place to kind of let go and be themselves. So I think it's very important for that.
Even though I feel sexual, I don't, and people tell me that I'm beautiful and things like that, I don't feel the way, I don't know how to express it, basically. So I think this class will help me to do that, because that's what I would like to do.
I love being in environments with women where we're able to be feminine and sensual, and I want to twerk. I've got a big booty and I can't twerk, and I love these classes for that.
I feel the best I've ever felt in my life. I feel sexy. Guys tell me that I'm sexy, and I feel it sometimes. But I want the class to help me to get into a deeper level of sexy for myself. So that's why I'm here.
And that is a confidence that I feel every single woman should have, and that is my goal. That is my life's desire, and that is the high that I'm chasing for other women. To the women watching this, I want you to realize the decision is yours and everything starts with a choice. Now, it's not to say that it's easy, it's simple. Make the choice. The hard part is sticking to the choice, the boundaries, and really looking at yourself and being like, dang, I did allow that person to use me. Not allowing yourself to always be the victim in the story, but to find the victory in it. But again, that starts off with your choices. And I know we use the word victim sometimes. It's just but I am a victim of this. Yes, but how long do we stay there? So if you're watching this, I hope you choose yourself today, every day, even when it feels hard.
1, 2, 3. I love you.